It's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start with CBS, who not too long ago had to pay Donald Trump tens of millions of dollars for their dishonest reporting. But it appears that they've learnt little from that experience. Watch what they did to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Watch where they cut off her answer in the footage that they actually put to air. They cut off all the pertinent facts she listed about illegal immigrant and gangbanger Kilma Abrigo Garcia. CBS didn't put to air anything about this thug being a member of MS-13, being a wife beater, and a creep who tried to get nude photos of minors.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, a MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America.
Just shameful stuff from CBS. Talking about shameful, let's check in with the new AOC, Jasmine Crockett, the radical Democrat from the great state of Texas. Let's have a listen to how this privileged young woman used to sound when she was being her authentic self.
No one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up.
That's the real Jasmine. See if you can detect the subtle difference with the inauthentic ghetto version she's now showcasing in the media.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you, and the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in the divorce. I'm like, ooh, that's got to be true because your lawyer would know that they going to lose it.
Lord child, they're talking about how Christian there is. Oh, my God, Kamala and Hillary would be proud of that effort. Remember, their accent switch-ups. Now, let's check in on the celebs. They are not doing too well, sadly. Rosie O'Donnell in particular seems to be afflicted with all sorts of delusions, including the notion that the Minnesota school shooter, the trans-identified lefty who wanted to kill Donald Trump, she thinks that means he is a Republican and he's MAGA. This woman needs help.
I just could not get it through my head that students in America were shooting each other in schools. And this was a church inside a Catholic school. And what do you know, it was a white guy, Republican, MAGA person. What do you know? White supremacist.
She got it right about him being a white guy, but he certainly wasn't Republican or MAGA. Just like you, Rosie, he was deranged with hatred for Donald Trump. And sticking with celebrities, let's see what happened when Coldplay's Chris Martin invited a couple of excited young girls on stage. Watch how things get real weird when he learns that the girls are from Israel.
Where did you come from today? From Israel. Okay, well. Okay, well, listen. I'm going to say this. I'm very grateful that you're here as humans, and I'm treating you as equal humans on earth, regardless of where you come from.
He's treating them as equal humans on earth, regardless of where they come from. That's actually what he said. What an utterly bizarre and twisted way to treat a couple of young fans just because a few lefties in the audience lost it as soon as they heard the word Israel. Joining me now is political advisor and commentator CJ Pearson. CJ, President Trump has responded to the crazy fake news that circulated in recent days about his demise. He didn't do any press conferences for a couple of days, and social media and then the rest of the media went nuts with wild speculation about his health.
You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him. And we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
CJ, I've had so many normal people, I'm not talking about the crazy online lefties, just regular folk, ask me about this fake news. People convinced that the president was near death. What's going on?
You know, that same thing happened to me. Many of my friends who don't follow politics very closely, who aren't even liberal, were calling me and asking me, is President Trump okay? And I think it's probably because they don't really know too well what it's like to actually have a president with stamina these days. You know, after 4 years of Joe Biden, I think we forgot the feeling of that. But the president, of course, is doing well, and he's in great shape and great health. You know, I'm 23 years old. I think the man has more energy than me some days and sometimes, right? But here's the deal. You know, the left is so interesting because all last week they discounted the power of prayer, but they ended the week praying for the demise of the leader of the free world. It just goes to show just how disgusting these people truly are.
Absolutely. And the left has been pushing this narrative for some time that there's something physically wrong with the president, even cognitively wrong with the president, despite all available evidence. Listen to this exchange between historian Heather Cox Richardson and Katie Couric.
Katie, the man is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He really is. And you know, that to me is, I mean, everybody's like, oh,
the ego knows no bounds.
No, the ego has never known any bounds, but the ego used to be anchored at least in a brain that could finish a sentence, and it's not there anymore. I promise you, I watch this man a lot, and I'm not a doctor. I'm telling you, if he were in my family, we would be looking at care.
CJ, apparently the president can't finish a sentence and should be in care.
Absolutely insane, and she's right. She's not a doctor, so maybe she shouldn't opine on things she knows nothing about. Let's just talk about the facts here. This is a president who just, last week held the longest cabinet meeting in history, went on for 3 hours long. That's a lot of finished sentences, Rita. And so I gotta say, I don't know which president these folks are watching. I really think they must be trapped in an endless loop where Joe Biden is still their president, because this is a man, again, who continues to lead every single day with vigor, with energy, and stamina unlike we've ever seen before from any president, and many presidents who were even younger than him.